SatellaKnights, are they simply cards, or are they much more? Welcome to the first edition of Yu-Gi-Oh! Did You Know? Today I want to cover SatellaKnights. Now while SatellaKnights and Constellars are archetypes based off of constellations, SatellaKnights are not fashioned after members of the zodiac. Instead, they follow varying mythologies which are either Greek or Japanese in nature. Now, without further ado, here is Satella Altair. Not to be confused by Ubisoft's incredibly badass assassin Altair, but did you ever wonder why eagles were referenced so much in the Assassin's Creed series? That's because translated, Altair literally means soaring eagle. Now, with that in mind, let's turn to the constellation which Altair heads. Turns out, Altair belongs to a group of stars which make up Akia the Eagle. Coincidence? I think not. It should also be mentioned that Altair represents one partner in the Japanese mythology of star-crossed lovers. Only allowed to meet once every year on a special night in the summer, Altair and Vega are bridged by Deneb, who, in many versions, appears as a sort of fairy and acts as a chaperone. Speaking of bridges and star-crossedness, does the image on the spell card Star-Crossed SatellaKnights or SatellaKnight Bridge begin to make sense? Look closely at the spell card next time you get a chance. You'll find that Vega and Altair are indeed being bridged together by some celestial-looking bridge in which the third wheel Deneb created. Speaking of Deneb, he's next on our list. However, it was at this point that I began to see a pattern. Yes, apparently Konami is fascinated with stars, but SatellaKnights happen to be named after the brightest star of their constellation. Deneb happened to be the brightest star of the Cygnus constellation, which happened to take the shape of a swan. What was even more interesting was the fact that there was a reference to something called the Summer Triangle. This wasn't anything new, as it also had shown up in Altair's Wikia and proved its importance in this matter.
Hi, it's Vince with Sham Wow.
Now, Sham was a bit trickier to research considering he went by the name Sajida. So why was he called Sham? Turns out, Sham is his traditional Arabic name, which, when translated, means arrow. In a Greek mythology, Prometheus is a trickster who steals fire from the gods and gives it to the rest of humanity. As punishment, Zeus binds him to a rock and sends an eagle to eat his liver, which regrows daily. In the myth following this, Heracles shoots the eagle, thought to be Akia, with an arrow, and rescues Prometheus. It is that arrow that Sham takes his name after. Next up, SatellaKnight Anukalai. Like Sham, this star also goes by a different name. Although Anukalai is the star's traditional name, it is not uncommon for the star to go by the name of Serpens. Functioning as the heart of the constellation, Anukalai is represented by a snake which is handled by the mythological figure Ophiuchus, whom is struck down by Zeus to prevent him from teaching humanity the secret to immortality through herbal healing. Now for the Xyz SatellaKnight Delta Theros. Initially when I typed Theros, I got a hit for the Wikia page leading to Magic the Gathering. Much to my distaste, I read their page anyways and was satisfied when it told me that Theros was Greek in origin. It was discovered that Theros simply meant summer. Remembering a reference to a summer triangle in Altair and Deneb's wiki pages, I went off to find out what was so special about a triangle in the summer. In the end, I discovered one basic fact. It was a formation that occurred predominantly in the summer and was made up of 3 vertices: Altair, Deneb, and Vega. Suddenly, revelation. Delta is the 4th letter in the Greek alphabet and is shaped like a triangle. Theros means summer. See where I'm getting at? Also, consider that in order to summon Delta Theros, you need 3 Xyz materials. Very clever, Konami. At last, we have SatellaKnight Vega. Vega, just like all the other SatellaKnights, happens to be the brightest star in its constellation, which, in Vega's case, is Lyra. There is a tale in which the mythological figure Orpheus, who could charm all living things by his music, was unjustly slain by a drunkard. Feeling as though Orpheus deserved recognition in the heavens, Zeus sends an eagle to retrieve Orpheus's lyre in order to forever display it in the stars. From mythology to the decks of duelists, SatellaKnights have proven to be a well-thought-out archetype. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any archetypes you're interested in learning about, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, A&G out.